What's good, fellas? Welcome to this presentation. This is Trey, and the topic for this one is, are you communicating like an alpha male or a beta male? All right, let's look at these terms. All right, I don't think I've brought these terms up too much in this group, but I was inspired to bring it up today. So let's look at alpha male. Okay, alpha male, when you think of an alpha male, think dominant, think leader, think influential, think powerful, think assertive, goal-oriented, action-oriented, think penetrating. When you think of beta male, think passive, think timid, think careful, uncertain, um, unclear, right? Basically weak. All right, so now ask yourself, when you communicate, especially in regards to women, when you communicate, which side of the spectrum are you communicating from? Right? When you talk to a woman, are you indecisive? Are you unclear? Are you unsure? Are you walking on eggshells? Are you trying to be the right, say the right thing, do the right thing? That's beta male. Alpha male is, I don't give a fuck. It's the vibe of you're willing to walk away. Okay, like yes, the girl is attractive. Yes, you're approaching her, but the alpha male attitude is, if I don't like your communication, if I don't like the way how you're acting in this interaction, I will walk away. I don't care how beautiful you are. I don't care how fat your ass is. I don't care how big your tits are. If you do not know how to communicate to me in the proper frame, and communicate to me as as me in a position of being a king, meaning if she's talking to me in a disrespectful tone, or talking to me like oh, I'm just a regular dude or anything like that, don't accept that frame. The second you accept that frame, you start moving into that beta male category. Her shit tests are designed to find out, is this an alpha male or a beta male? Or is this a dominant man who can fuck me real good, or who can lead me, who can call me out on my shit? Or is this a guy who's in scarcity, who's lacking shit, who needs love, who needs sex, who needs all this shit, and he can't get it elsewhere, right? What category, are you communicating from? When you communicate to a woman, you want to be dominant, man. You want to be clear on what you're creating, right? What are you doing in this dynamic, in this interaction of masculine and feminine energy? Where are you leading it, right? What are you going to do with her? Like, what are you going to do with her energy? See the feminine or the female as energy. What are you going to do with her feminine energy? Where are you going to lead it? If it's just sex, you got to understand, she can get sex anywhere, bro. It can't just be sex, right? There has to be some other value there, right? And we have to understand, what do these women value? What do they value the most? I've broken this down to simplify it for you. What do these women value the most? They value good emotions, good feelings. They want to feel good, and they want to experience good emotions, right? So what does that even mean, though, right? She wants to feel. Look at this. Here's the proper communication. You want to communicate in a way where she can feel like she can be a little girl, and she can be safe being a little girl. That means you have to be able to protect her and her wanting to be a little girl. So here's what I mean. First, you got to be able to handle the environment, right? Because if she wants to go in her feminine energy and she wants to be a little girl and she wants to have fun and shit like that, she has to feel safe. That's where your dominant, grounded masculinity comes in. If you are nervous, if you are unsure of yourself, if you feel weak, she's not going to feel safe in your energy, because when you're in the masculine energy, you're creating a container for her energy. And if your container is wobbly, she's not going to feel safe going in her feminine energy. If your container is solid, like your energy is solid and is strong and is firm and you're ready for whatever challenge is going to happen in the environment, she can feel that energy and she can relax and go into her feminine energy, right? That's why if you notice, like do men, like alpha men, bad boys, like strong men with strong character, with a backbone and shit like that, you notice like there's just a certain vibe, there's a certain energy that they carry, right? And the women around them, you could see the dynamic. Like the woman's usually holding onto his arm or holding his hand, and you can see like she's submitted to him because she feels safe. She feels like she's with somebody who's alpha, somebody who's grounded in his masculinity, so she can be feminine, she can relax or whatever and give up the masculine role. But if that guy is, you know, kind of unsure of himself and, hey, what should we do? And I don't know where to go and shit like that. Like if he's unsure of himself, she's gonna you know, test the shit out of him. Like, you're the man. Like, what are you doing? Right? I love, some girls are nice and shit, but there's some girls out there I love, like, for example, like Russian girls. Like Russian girls, like if you act like a pussy and shit like that, they'll call you out. Like, are you a little boy? Are you a little boy? I can't talk like the Russian accent, but they don't give a fuck. They will let you know. If you're acting like a little boy or acting like a little pussy, they'll let you know. That shit, they don't like that shit, man. They like a man that knows what he's doing, right? We're going here, let's go. You know, it doesn't have to be that aggressive. But like the point is, like, lead, man. Don't worry about asking her shit. Lead, and then like she will, if she truly has an objection to something, she'll let you know. But first you lead, right? You don't wait for her. You don't wait for her to, oh, what should we do? Like, you lead, you take the action, you take the initiative, and then you be okay with the response. You be okay with the tension that may come up in the environment, right? And you got to be able to handle that. That's what being grounded in your masculinity means, is being able to handle whatever can happen, whatever shit the girl gives you, whatever shit the environment gives you, whatever shit the universe gives you, you can handle it, right? That's the vibe. So alpha, man, think dominant. Like the perfect example, you know, I like to give is during sex. If during sex you are acting timid and unsure and shit like that, that shit sucks for her. She wants a man that is dominant, that's gonna take control, that's gonna move her body around and move into the next position and, you know, beat that shit up. That's what she wants, right? And she wants that in the day-to-day life too, but it just has to be calibrated, right? It's more relaxed, it's more socially acceptable, right? Like, I'm not going around yelling at women and let's go and shit like that. I'm not doing that, but I do lead, right? Like, there's a solidness in what I'm doing. I have a understanding of where I'm headed, right? At all times, okay? Because I know I am the man. I need to lead. I can't leave that up to her, because the second I leave it up to her, guess what? The roles change. She becomes the alpha, I become the beta. She becomes the masculine, I become the feminine. I don't want that. There's little small situations where I will give up that role for a short period of time, right? Maybe I've been leading the whole day and there's like a little part in the day where I'm like, hey, what do you want to do? Right? Okay. You know, that's just social awareness. Like, okay, I've been leading the whole day. Let her have a say in something, right? But for the majority of the time, I would say like 95, maybe even higher percent of the time, you should always be leading. You should always be in that masculine role, right? But there's like little small, you know, portions of the day where you may give that role up depending on what she brings to the table, right? That's why you got to be aware, like, okay, what is her value, right? Like, what is her value? And then just be aware of that. And in certain situations, if her value is high in a certain place, like for example, if you have a girl that's good at, I don't know, she's good with numbers or something like that. When it comes to that, you let her lead, right? If you have some math problem, you're dealing with, or you're dealing with money or whatever, and you know she's better at that than you, okay, you give up, you let her lead in that area. But once that's done, you step back into leadership role. Okay, now let's go. Follow my lead. That's that alpha energy. Alpha energy mainly is leadership. It's leadership and dominance, right? It's taking responsibility, right? Handling most of the energy in the environment so she can relax and be feminine, right? You ever been with a strong I don't know if you've ever, you probably have, you've been around like a strong masculine figure. When you're around him, you can relax. You can kind of, to be honest, you can kind of go into a beta. I don't really want to look at it like that, but that's kind of what's happening, right? Like when you're with a strong leader, he takes on that alpha role, and what happens? You're able to relax because you know he's handling the environment. So we need to be that for the woman, right? She needs a man that is strong, as dominant, that can control the environment, that can control her life in the sense of whatever's gonna come up, right? Like her friends, you got to be able to handle her friends, right? Her family, you got to be able to handle her family, right? That's why I noticed like some girls, they'll try to bring their friends around and shit like that because they want to see how you're gonna handle them. They want to see, are you going to be able to lead her and her friends, or when her friends show up, do you get crushed? Do you soften up or lose character or start bending, right? That's what's interesting about these women. They will start challenging you. The minute you start shifting into that beta, that whole beta where you start becoming reactive or timid or unsure of yourself, shit like that, that's when they start testing your ass. Because they feel the energy change. Women are very in tune with energy, emotions. They're very in tune with it, more so than we are, right? We can get good at it by interacting with a lot of women. That's why I recommend cold approach, because when you go out and approach women, you're getting a lot of reference and experience with feminine energy. So you'll start to pick up on nuances, right? You start to pick up on communication, subtleties in their eyes, in their body language, in their tonality. You'll be able to pick up on these things, be able to read them much better, right? So you don't find yourself, because if you don't know how to read these subtleties, you'll find yourself in that beta male zone, and by the time you realize it, it's too late. She already done put you in a friend zone, or she already done lost interest, or whatever, right? Or she already decided she's gonna reject you. So you want to get good at spending time with different types of women, so you can get better at picking up on patterns and stuff like that. But anyway, the key thing here is just see if you can bring up your leadership qualities, bring up your courage, bring up your ability to dominate, bring up your ability to handle the situation, handle your environment, handle the world, handle your world, right? You shouldn't be going around complaining about shit. You shouldn't be making excuses. That shit is weak. That's not alpha. That's beta. Beta is passive. Beta is I need help. Beta is submissive, reactive, unsure, incapable of doing shit. Like alpha is control, power, dominance, effective, assertive, penetrating, right? Leading, confidence, grounded, masculine, right? Powerful qualities. You want to demonstrate power when you show up, right? Stop looking for somebody to save you. You are your own superhero. You are a beast, right? When you show up, you're ready to go. Okay, that's why you want to work on yourself. That's why you want to, some of the things I do, and I recommend you do it too, is wake up at the same time each morning. So discipline your mind, right? Listen to positive affirmations. Read books that are gonna, sharpen your mind. Work out. You know what I mean? Do shit you love to do. Make sure you're in a positive mood. Because people could pick up, if you're in a negative mood, if you're sad, if you're depressed, shit like that, people could pick up on that and they're going to avoid you. Because nobody wants to be around that. People want to be around somebody who has energy, somebody who's powerful, somebody who's assertive, somebody who's moving forward, somebody who's evolving and growing. Because that energy is contagious. We all want to evolve. We all want better. We all want to improve. So you want to embody these qualities. When you show up, man, you want to inspire people. You want to transfer that energy so people start moving. And women get turned on when somebody shows up like that. The alpha male, right? If we go back in the old days, the alpha male was getting all the women. The beta males didn't get shit. If you're lacking, whatever you're lacking, you build it in here. Stop looking for shit out there. You don't need anything out there. And once you handle what's going on in here, you'll start attracting shit out there, right? The women start the more confident, the more dominant, the more alpha you become, the women start coming left and right, right? of course, you got to get in front of them. Like, you got to show your value. You got to show your dominance. You got to show your masculinity. You can't just keep it inside. You got to show it, right? Like the gorilla in the jungle, he beats his chest. You got to beat your chest in your own way, right? By showing your value, right? You don't actually beat your chest. You show your value. The lion, he shows his value by roaring. His roar. Roar! I don't know how good that was, but, right? You got to show your value, man. Right? And demonstrate it and know your value. And understand the law of exchange. Like, okay, I'm giving my value. What are you giving? Right? When you look at the woman, you got to set that frame. Like, okay, I know my value. What's your value? Okay? And are you willing to exchange? If not, then then we're done here. Right? Some women will hold their value, which is their replication value, right? While you're giving value. That's what guys will do. I don't do that. Right? If the girl is not willing to exchange, I won't waste my time with her. Her value is her replication value. My value is my survival value. If I'm giving my value, she needs to give her value, period. If she's not willing to give it, that means my value is not high enough in her eyes. So I need to increase my value. Bring it up. If you're not getting the type of woman you want, it's because your value is not high enough. Bring it up. Increase your value, right? Whatever that means, you look at your gifts and see what you can amplify. Me, if I want to increase my value, what am I going to build on? I'm going to build up my confidence. I'm going to build up my grounded masculinity. I'm going to make my physique more powerful, right? I'm going to work on my communication more. I'm going to become more intelligent. I'm going to work on my leadership skill. I'm going to work on all these qualities and keep amplifying them until the woman that I want responds. Like, that was my mentality. When I got into the cold approach, when I just started, I wasn't getting no girls. I just kept improving, kept showing up, kept getting better, kept becoming more masculine, more alpha, less beta. In high school, I was beta. In high school, I was shy. I was passive. I was, reactive, right? I didn't stand up for myself. It's, a bunch of, that's beta. The beta does not get no girl because she's not going to feel safe with the beta, right? Her status doesn't go up with the beta. Her status goes down. When she gets with the alpha, when she gets with the best dude in school, the most popular guy, her status goes up. That's why she gets with him, because she's seeking value. She's not there to play charity, like, oh, I feel sorry for him, so I'm going to go out with him. No, she does not going out with no guy she feels sorry for. She's going out with the most powerful guy that she can. The guy who can help her lead her into the experiences she wants, the emotions she wants, the feelings she wants, right? So anyway, that is the advice for today. Check your communication. Are you communicating from a place of alpha or communicating from a place of beta? Are you communicating from a place of dominance and leadership? Are you communicating from a place of passivity and timidness, right? Weakness. Hell no, bro. Get on. Make sure you communicate from a place of alpha, of masculinity, right? And if a girl ain't with it, then you go to the next girl. That's it. Abundance mentality. We're not here to have one-itis and focus on one girl. And if the girl says no, then we're crushed. No, go and get lots of girls and then start getting picky. Then you start being more selective. Then you start qualifying more because you done created abundance, right? So that's the advice. And if you're watching this and you would like to work together one-on-one, okay, I have a program. It's called the Unbreakable Beast Program. It's a one-on-one coaching program, 8 weeks long. And we're working together, and I'm going to help you build up your confidence, become unbreakable in your confidence, authentic in your expression, and more of a leader, more of an alpha, right? Start communicating more alpha and become more attractive to women and create the life of your dreams, all right? It's the Unbreakable Beast Program. It's $9.97. It's an 8-week program. We jump on a call each week, right? And I'm helping you every single week, taking the specific daily action steps that are going to grow your character and make you the most attractive version of yourself. All right, thanks for watching this. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.